My name is Daniel Wynn, and by day I invest in sports cards, but by night I make videos about investing in sports cards. I am the great curator. Join me on my journey to break even in the hobby that we all love. Hello everyone, I'm the Great Curator and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time visiting, thank you. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Just like I say in all my intro videos, the purpose of me making these videos is strictly educational. This is just my creative way of kind of giving back to the community, kind of my way of sharing my thoughts on topics and issues in the hobby that I'd like to discuss, sharing my perspective. My intention is to help anybody who finds value in these videos to kind of just get a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of different perspective, and hopefully that will help you guys when you're watching this. I'm not selling anything. I'm not promoting any type of a specific agenda or anything like this. This is just strictly for educational purposes. One thing that I really want to focus and highlight in all my videos is the emphasis to be positive in the hobby. Okay, I want everybody to realize that this is a hobby, whether we treat it as investing or collecting or whatever it is. It's a hobby. It's built on having a strong foundation of a community behind it that fuels this industry. So I just like to promote that kind of stuff, guys. So please be positive. Please have fun with this. Okay, and hopefully you guys find value in these videos. If you do, please like, please subscribe, please share these videos. That really helps me out. That really encourages me, guys, and it motivates me to continue to make these videos. I appreciate it so much. It takes time and effort to do these things, but when I get that type of feedback, it motivates me to continue to put more time, effort, and resources into making these videos. And I promise, as I continue to make these videos, I will improve or work to improve the quality of the content. So hopefully you guys can benefit from that, okay? All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about today's topic, which is how to properly price your cards, okay? I get this a lot. I get this question all the time. So I just wanted to kind of make this video. Hopefully it'll be a quick video and it'll give you guys a little bit of a basis or foundation of knowledge that you can use to apply to your cards, okay? So, the general understanding across the hobby is the way that you price your cards is based off of eBay comps, right? All right, so, and that's fair. If you have a card that transacts heavily on eBay, you can price it around whatever the last price is sold. So that's one way to do it. But sometimes if you have collections like a collection like mine, where there's cards that are very rare, low pop cards, pop one cards that don't transact on eBay, how do you price that, right? Okay, so I'll give you guys a couple tips on how I would approach that, all right? Number one is you look for the eBay comp. So if there is an eBay comp on that, you take that and you compare it to what is currently available, all right? So I'll use this as an example. This is a Hogan Auto that I have here. It's a pop one card, I believe, and you can't find it, but I'm just going to use it as an example for the purposes of this video. Let's just say the last sold on this card was $300, okay? And there's only one available on eBay that you can buy it now or best offer at $1,000. So you're going to want to price this card not at $300 because you can't buy the card at $300 necessarily, okay? You want to price it between the last sold versus what somebody could buy it right now. All right, and if somebody can buy it right now for $1,000, you don't want to price it at $2,000 because they could just buy it on eBay, right? So you want to price it somewhere in between, okay? If it's a rare card like that, if it's readily available, if the price buy it now is $350, same thing. You want to price it between the last sold versus what you can actually buy it right now. Most people do not account for what you can buy a card for right now. They want to buy the card at whatever it last sold. But again, if it's not available at that price, then you don't really have that luxury, and the seller can choose to sell it whatever they want to, okay? So that is one method of doing that. Now, what if there is no comps? What if we use this card? Let's just say I traded for this card and there are no cards like this on eBay. What do? There's no comps, no buy it now offers, nothing like that. What do? Okay. The question is, then you price it based off of the cost basis method, okay? And I've talked about this in my other videos on how to negotiate deals using the cost basis method, okay? Same thing with the card. So let's just say I paid for this card, I paid, $300 for this card, right? Or my value that I traded to get this card is $300. So I have to ask myself, what type of profit do I want to make on this card if I'm going to give it up? That can be anything. That can be 10% profit. So I can price this at $330. That can be 20% profit. It can be 50% profit. You know, it can be a 2x, 3x, 5x multiple. Whatever I want, whatever my goals are, that's how I would price this card based off of the cost basis method. Okay. So if there are no clear comps, there's no other comparables where you can buy this card, it's not available anywhere, and you don't know what to price it off of, you can base it off of the cost basis method. That's always a good fallback, guys, okay? And this can go both ways. If this card is determined to be worth $100, but I bought it for $300, I can still use the cost basis method to determine what I would need out of this, okay? It goes both ways, guys, okay? So that is another way. Let's just say that your cost basis on this is very low. Let's just say I pulled this from a pack. I bought a pack for $5. I pulled this and I graded it with PSA back when the grading was cheap for like $8. So let's just, or $10. Let's just say all in, I'm all in on this card for $15. Well, you know, I could use the cost basis method, but unless I'm asking for like a 10x multiple on it, then that's where, you know, the cost basis method doesn't really, it's hard to apply it in that regard, okay? So, and let's just say I don't want to overinflate the price and I don't want to leave money on the table, right? So the next thing you could do is you can price the card based off of feedback, all right? Feedback from the market. So let's just say I list this on eBay for $10,000 or best offer, okay? And I start getting offers. Maybe somebody offers me $500, maybe somebody offers me $750 or $1,000. Then in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, that's what the market values this card. Not at $10,000, but in that $500 to $1,000 range. Maybe I take this card to a card show and I don't put a price on it, and I ask people to make offers. And they make an offer for $300, you know, $500, something like that. Whatever it is, you get feedback from the market, and then that will help you guys determine a price. Because maybe there are people that are more knowledgeable than you on the card itself, and then that will kind of give you an idea and help you manage your expectations on what you think the price would be, okay? So that is another method, okay, by getting feedback, all right? Also, you have to take into account how motivated you are to sell the card, all right? If you are very motivated, let's just say you have a lot of money into this card, or you just don't like it and you want to move it, then you're very motivated. So you want to price it low compared to those other factors that I mentioned, okay? All right, you want to price it low so that you can move it quick. Let's just say that you really love the card, or you have a lot of money into it, and you need all that value back, and you're not necessarily motivated to get rid of the card. Then you can price it high, okay? But you have to adjust your expectations accordingly based off of what your goals are. So you have to think about what your goals are for this card, whether you want to move it quick, whether you want to get a large profit, how much your cost basis is on that card, whether it's low or high, whether there are any comps available for that same card, and then manage your expectations around that, okay? That is the biggest takeaway from this video, guys, is that you have to manage your expectations accordingly on these cards that you're pricing. And then the last thing I'll say about this topic is, you know, and I gotta be careful how I word this. No, I'm just gonna say it. Don't be greedy, guys. Don't be greedy when you sell your cards, all right? Let's just say, for example, this card, this Hogan, okay? Let's just say that this card last sold, there is a comp on this, last sold for like $1,000, all right? You know, unless you have a lot of people lining up to buy this card, okay, and you're okay holding it, don't necessarily expect to get $1,000 for it. It's okay to leave room. If you get an offer for like $850, $900, okay, and your cost basis makes sense where you're still making profit on that, take the profit. If you want to move the card, if you're motivated to move the card, take the profit. You don't have to squeeze out every single dollar from these cards, okay? And I'll tell you why. Number one is This hobby is very transactional. So the more transactions you can get, the more you can do with the money, the more cards you can get, the more you'll have fun with that, okay? So you always want to keep the inventory moving when you're trying to sell. Number two, every person that you sell to, you're developing a relationship with that person, whether you realize it or value that or not, okay? And if you're trying to squeeze out every little bit of profit on every single card, people aren't going to want to deal with you, okay? They're going to think that you're difficult to deal with. Whereas if you give a little bit of room on these cards and you know somebody's going to resell it or trade it or something like that, and you give them a little bit of room to make that profit, they will come back to you, okay? Because you're easy to deal with. That's how this works. This is why I always preach that this hobby is based off of the strength of the community, all right? You have to build a network of people. You have to value the community, okay? And part of that is giving people deals where they have room to do something with the card, all right? So too many times that I've talked to people where they're telling me about a deal that they do where they just couldn't close it because they were trying to squeeze every little bit of profit from that person. Don't do that, guys. Nobody likes that, okay? It gets to a point where it becomes very obvious, and then people will recognize that and they won't want to deal with you, okay? So don't be greedy. Leave a little bit of room for the other person, and then value or recognize the value in building a relationship with that person, okay? Okay, guys, so that's pretty much it. This is a super quick video today. That's basically how I would go about pricing cards. So hopefully you guys found some value in that. If you did, please like, please subscribe, please share this video. I really do appreciate that. Leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Keep it positive though. If you're trying to be negative, I'm just going to ignore you. I'll probably delete your comment, okay? But keep it positive. I love that. I read all the comments. If I can, I try to respond to them. They're starting to become a little bit overwhelming for me right now in terms of the time that it takes to respond to everybody. But I do read all the comments, so I do appreciate that, guys, okay? If you have any suggestions or anything like that for future videos, please leave it in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts, guys, and appreciate the support, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.